So me for man, welcome back to a brand new video. Let's get right into it. So you seen the title. He is not done. Tony Ferguson title run starts now. Bro, as you see in the title, Tony Ferguson versus Dillon Danis. Yes, you heard me right. Fucking Dillon Danis has been confirmed. The fight is confirmed for May 25th. Bro, if you, I feel bad, right? If you would have told a Tony Ferguson fan 3 years ago that in 3 years, Tony Ferguson is going to be 0-7, have one of the worst runs of all time, one of the worst fall off of all time, and then leave the company because he's been losing and go to a brand new company, GFL, which I don't even know if they're going to be good or not, to face fucking Dillon Danis. You may be like, no, you high. There's no way. This motherfucker was one fight away from being contender to be champion. Everybody thought he was going to beat Khabib. There's no way this motherfucker is... Nope. He is going to fight fucking Dillon Danis again. Now, also one thing that this tells me, right? Also, another thing that tells me is that KSI versus Dillon Danis is canceled. KSI versus Dillon Danis is officially canceled because there's no way Dillon Danis will be able to fight fucking KSI anytime soon, because he's going to use all the April and all most of May, since it's May 25th, to prepare for this fight. He's going to be training MMA, so there's no way for him to fight KSI and Tony Ferguson. That means most likely this fight is canceled. Another KSI fight canceled. And you may be asking yourself why he can't just reschedule during the summer. Does KSI really want to reschedule a fight against fucking Dillon Danis during the summer? Cause like nobody really wanted to see this fight, and you reschedule a fight that nobody want to see, and that already been canceled once. That shit's gonna do so low in numbers, so low in fucking attendance, cause people like, nah, bro, we literally tried to fight this, and literally 2 weeks before the fight, it got canceled. I'm not trying to rebook tickets, redo all that shit just for one of them to pull off. Nah, fuck no, right? But we're not talking about KSI. We're talking about Dillon Danis versus Tony Ferguson. Now, if you ask me, who's winning this fight, Tony Ferguson or Dillon Danis? Tony Ferguson, right? Right? Tony Ferguson is going to, right, bro. Right? Tony Ferguson is going to win this fight. No. Right? You know, I'm like saying like there's no way Tony Ferguson lose to fucking Dillon Danis. And don't get me wrong, Dillon Danis no scrub, but like how long? Like bro just been chilling. Bro just been doing whatever the fuck he's been doing. He hasn't been fighting MMA. All he's been doing is fighting boxing. He's not even been doing good there. He fought fucking Logan Paul and he looked horrible in that fight. It looked like he didn't even train. And he came out and said, yeah, I didn't train for that fight. And most likely he wasn't training for the KSI fight. Like I do like, if somehow Tony Ferguson lose to Dillon Danis, he needs to retire. I think, can we all agree? Right? Because I think Tony Ferguson gonna win. Because like all the experience, come on now, bro. Dillon Danis is a new up and coming. He hasn't even stepped 1 foot in the UFC. I don't think. When's the last time he had an MMA fight? At least yeah, Tony Ferguson's chin is cooked. His cardio's cooked. Like everything about Tony Ferguson is cooked. But he still has fought world champion motherfuckers. Like he still has fought UFC caliber fighters. Dillon Danis has never fought anybody near UFC level credibility. So Tony Ferguson is going to win, right? Now, if Tony Ferguson goes in there, either he gets knocked out, submitted, or lose, Tony Ferguson, it's time for you to hang up. I'm sorry. Tony Ferguson, if you lose to fucking Dillon Danis, I'm sorry. It's time for you to hang it up. You had a great run, but you're now going to be 0-8. It's time for you to retire. I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, you're losing to someone who has not stepped 1 foot in the fucking UFC. A guy who hasn't even fought in an MMA fight in like how many years? And mostly he's just been boxing. So, like, if you lose to fucking Dillon Danis, I'm sorry, but you are cooked, Tony Ferguson. It's time for you to retire. It's time for you just to hang it up, because all your diehard fans, you making them suffer the most, right? Because imagine you're Tony, like, I feel, you know, the number one person I feel bad more than Tony Ferguson, because at least he's getting paid and all that. He's kind of legendary, right? I feel bad for Tony Ferguson fans who was there during 2019 when this motherfucker was supposed to fight Khabib, because they was swear to God that Tony Ferguson is going to be Khabib, and if that fight happened, Tony Ferguson would have won. Now imagine being that fan. Imagine being that Tony Ferguson fan like 5-6 years ago, saying that, oh yeah, Tony loses to fucking Khabib. I mean, Tony beats Khabib. Now imagine 6 fucking years later being 0-7, and now people don't even think you could beat Dillon Danis. Man, I feel bad. If you're a Tony Ferguson fan, man, I'm sorry for you, man. Like, you want to hug him? Like, his fans suffered the most. And if he loses to Dillon Danis, their fans may commit suicide. They may off themselves. They may say, fuck it, what's life worth living if this motherfucker gonna keep disappointing me? Now, thankfully, I'm not a Tony Ferguson fan. I fuck with Tony Ferguson. Hey, like I said, Tony Ferguson champion run starts now, but let's be honest. He's now, let's talk about this fight, right? Because again, I haven't seen, like, the only highlights I've seen of Dillon Danis is him boxing, and he's not a good boxer. And also, he doesn't take shit serious. That's the one thing Tony Ferguson has. Dillon Danis did not have a team for that Logan Paul fight. Did not have a team for that fucking KSI fight. And I don't even know if he has a team for this fight. I don't think he does. Like, he don't take shit seriously. He's like one of those guys like, no, I'm gonna get my life straight in like a couple months. Like, no, you still ain't doing shit. It's 1 year later and you're still not doing shit. And he said like, yeah, I kind of regret that Logan Paul shit, but he keep doing the same mistakes. So if he goes in this fight without no team, like Tony Ferguson is gonna have his same team, gonna have same everything. He's gonna have a UFC caliber team, while Dillon Danis not gonna have shit. I think Tony Ferguson is gonna beat the shit out of Dillon Danis, but I won't be surprised if Dillon Danis beat the shit out of Tony Ferguson because he's washed, right? But still, man, I don't know if Dillon Danis gonna have a coach or a ring guy or any of that. He has to, right? Like, I'm not sure how he's going to do it. I'm not sure who's going to coach him, what team he's going to be in. Like, Dillon Danis is just a big ass question mark in my opinion, and I don't think he's going to win this fight. He does. Hey, this is a big win. Tony Ferguson is a big win, but Dillon Danis doesn't take shit serious, doesn't commit to training. That's one thing you can't say about Tony Ferguson. He may be washed, but that motherfucker dies in the gym. We all saw what he was with David Goggins, so wherever the fuck his name is, right? Remember, he was dying in the fucking gym, throwing up, pretty much overtrained, but still, Tony Ferguson lives in the gym. Dillon Danis doesn't. I think this is an easy fight for Tony Ferguson, honestly. I think this is an easy fight for Tony Ferguson. This should be his win. Tony Ferguson champion starts now. His road back to UFC champion starts now. But anyways, guys, let me know how you feel about this. Also, the GF, I don't know what's it called, but wherever the org, they're doing double main event. So it's like WWE does. If you're not convinced, if you don't know what it is, WWE does events on both nights, Saturday and Sunday nights. So on Saturday, it's going to be filled with a bunch of old UFC fighters. And then Sunday, it's going to be again filled with a bunch of UFC if you ask me, do you think this league is going to go off? I'm not sure, right? Because you're paying all these old ass washed UFC fighters a bag, which, hey, get your bag. Like, if you're the UFC fighters who's washed and old, get your bag. But like, is this going to work? Is this shit going to work? I'm not sure. Because you're paying a lot of fighters. You need to pray to God that fucking you get pay-per-view sales. I think you'd be fine sure with tickets, but like, you're like offering all these motherfuckers money. Where is this money coming from? Like, personally, I'm not trying to be like, oh, they go fail. I don't see them making past this year. If they do, good job. Because you're not gonna give UFC competition, but at least you're another fucking org, which again have OD. It just feels gimmicky. That's a good word. This new org feels mad gimmicky because it's not about, this org is not the best fighting the best. It's the best memes find the best memes. It's like all these old fighters fighting each other. You know they're not the best, but the name value is there. That's why they got these old fighters, because if they go to PFL way, they're gonna have nobody watching it because nobody knows these motherfuckers. They're all elite level, but like nobody knows. At least with them getting old ass fucking fighters, we all know the names like Euro Hall, like fucking Chris Weidman. Like if you look at the card, you're like, oh yeah, I recognize most of these names. So that's why they're doing this. Like, hey, they may not be UFC level, but you still see them fight here. So maybe they succeed. I'm not sure. But anyways, how you feel about this matchup? Do you think Tony Ferguson the champion? Tony Ferguson champion run starts now. Anyways, fuck off.